Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing.
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Let's try it again. I'm Matt, and this is. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad that you decided to tune in today.
Glorious Saturday.
On a glorious Saturday. Yes.
How are you, Matt? It's fine Saturday.
Oh, I've got a haircut.
I see that. You look like an entirely different person.
I am a new person. I killed the other guy. He's out of here.
Killed all his hair.
Oh, man. You should have saw. So, it's a funny story. I was supposed to get a haircut with Benjamin. He set it up. But then I couldn't go because other good news, we finally sold the other building and closed on this one of yesterday. So I had to come and sign that paperwork, which means I missed my haircut. And this is how God provides.
Yes.
I walk in the door, and Tom and Vicky Card, they have a friend here cutting hair.
And you just happen to need a haircut.
They just having the haircut. Did you turn the music off?
Yeah.
I just let it play out. Anyway, so I got a haircut too.
Yeah.
So how was your week? How have you been?
Well, I didn't get a haircut, but
I'm sorry.
I
You tell them what's going on. Let me log in because we don't have Benjamin here today, so it's just us two.
Benjamin is not here.
So I got to log in so we see what people are saying.
But I did not get a haircut. But you look dashingly handsome with yours.
Dashingly handsome?
Dashingly handsome.
You are full of it.
You told me a little bit about what we're doing today. You never tell me completely what we're doing.
So, obviously, things are getting to a point where people are getting a little antsy. So we wanted to talk about, now that this thing's coming to an end, there's a date.
Yes.
What is the first place you and Ashley are going to go out to eat?
Oh. Well, we're probably not going to wait that long. We're probably going to go to Ohio and eat somewhere. we're gonna do what Matt and Vicky did. I don't know. Like, is there anything that, okay, so like, what have you missed about this? Like,
I just missed, not like you said earlier. What did you say earlier about styrofoam?
oh, I'm tired of eating out of styrofoam containers.
Yes.
You know? Steaks, burgers, typical stuff that you need like good hardware for. It's been, plastic. I mean, obviously I have regular knives at home, but just just trying to eat that, because it sits in the styrofoam and then you don't know how long it's been in there because you order and they're like, oh, it'll be ready in 20 minutes. So you wait 20 minutes and you go. You don't know how long it's been sitting there. It probably only took them 10 minutes, but they just wanted to tell you so you weren't waiting at the restaurant. So then it's been sitting in there for how long? Then you take it back home, it's sitting longer, and it's just like, I just want them to bring it right to my table. Is that weird? That's not.
It's not weird, and I'll tell you why. Because, like, we are, and I'm sorry, I'm behind the. I'm trying to set up so I can talk to our audience here in a few minutes. So you get to look at lovely Patrick while I do that. I have to sit over here where
We're
my
gonna lose
laptop
viewership
is.
now.
We just want to eat some. We want to be able to go into a place and order something and not have to do our own dishes. Like,
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I enjoy.
There's water in here, by the way.
There's water in there. Mm-hmm. The nice CrossWalk mug.
Yes. CrossWalk.
Give me 1 second. Oh man.
You told me to put water in this for today.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I have a surprise for you, but we can't give it away yet.
Okay.
So let me bear with us. We're live as I try to get our chat up so I can see people. Okay, here we go.
Getting the chat up.
Yeah, here we go. I'll type in my username and password and not try to say that out loud.
You know what, another thing I'm not gonna miss when this is all over? Limited menus.
Yes. What was the deal?
You have no people in your restaurant. Why is your menu limited? Like, you should have everything available.
Well, we went to like Wendy's and they were like, you couldn't get a Dave's double because there was like a meat shortage. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Meat shortage?
Yeah, a meat shortage.
Did you get a single?
A single?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a Dave single.
I got a Dave single. But
So you couldn't just tell them, hey, I'll pay for 2 Dave singles, just throw the patty together.
Couldn't do it.
Meat shortage. I don't even know what to do with that. But I won't miss that. Limited menu. It's like, come on. And then there's like today, I got takeout from, we had Bob Evans for lunch. And I pull up there, and it's like, I forgot my mask. And they have a sign on the door saying, please wear a mask to enter. And it's like, I'm literally walking in to pay and leave. Some people care about that. Some people don't care.
I have definitely.
Are these people going to care, or are they not going to care? So I caved in and I called and I asked. And she's like, oh, no, darling, you're fine. You can come on in, no problem. That's not how she sounded. I didn't know how she sounded. I'm imposing
You're imposing.
what I think she sounded on her. And they didn't care, so.
So we have our stream up is up and running. Chime in. We won't be able to type respond to you. We're just going to talk to you. So if you call us names, we might acknowledge your existence. We might not. I don't know what we're going to do. But and let me grab my. I'm so unprepared today. We actually sat and prepared and talked about what we want to talk about, but we don't have Benjamin here, so we have to do everything ourselves.
This was easier when we just sat in chairs and talked about crap for 2 hours.
Yeah, because we could edit it out.
Yeah.
All right, so restaurant. So you never answered. What is you wanted to go out, but what is a restaurant you want to go to?
Somewhere where I can eat something, not in styrofoam. I think that's applicable to everything, but.
Not styrofoam. And then I think the other thing is, I just want to go someplace, and I think the experience of going out to eat kind of takes you away from all this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can forget about having to wear a mask to go pick something up at the store, or having to cook at home because, I can't go see friends. We're in our own bubble, so we're kind of quarantined together. But because we couldn't tell our wives
no one I'd rather be quarantined with.
But it's a good distraction to get away from it. Go to a restaurant for a few hours, you get a nice meal.
Another thing.
Yes.
You go and you pay, and they still ask you, do you want a tip? And it's like, well, nobody served me.
And no one did anything.
You just put it and said styrofoam. Should I tip you? But I don't want to be a jerk. So.
Thank you, Bradley, for letting us know. We'll bump the volume. Let us know if that's better. Brad's like, we can barely hear you. No one's chimed in to tell us.
Let's repeat everything we just said. Hi, I'm Pat. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
that should be a little bit better.
Are you a jerk if you don't tip? Are you tipping for no reason? Like, who gets the tip? Like, there's like one person at the cashier, and then does the cook get it? Because nobody's serving me. Like, it's sitting there. I have to go pick it up.
And don't get me wrong. Like, we wanted to. First thing me and Becky said when this thing happened is like, we want to make sure that there's a few places locally that we love. It's not a chain restaurant. So if we're going to go out and get takeout, it's not going to be a chain restaurant.
Sure.
So I have not stepped my foot in Applebee's or True Tuesdays or any of that stuff. It's been solely on mom and pop places locally. And so, we decided we're going to do that, and then we're going to give a little extra because we know that they're struggling. But you're right, like the tip thing's hard because it's like, I'm picking up cold food because you said 20 minutes.
Right, but it only
minutes.
took 10.
And Brad's texting me. But yeah, it's much better. Okay. Is the battery dying on your wireless? Who knows? It's the cheap ones, dude. We're using the... No, I think they're good.
Listen, you can't be a scrappy church without mechanical problems.
Is it mine, Brad, or is it Patrick's? Brad's going to be our sound engineer from afar.
Right?
Is it yours?
The light wasn't on there. No, the light's off.
Yeah, well, this low battery's not enough. Listen, it's just the sense.
The light doesn't work, then what is it there for?
Listen, okay, so maybe I'll give the other news so they can help with these budgetary items that we need for the Matt
Yes,
show.
shameless plug time.
So we posted something on our Facebook page that if anyone's interested in a Matt and Pat t-shirt, and I saw several people who said yes.
Who wouldn't be?
So we just placed an order. Let's see, show a picture. We just placed an order for the Matt and Pat t-shirt. So they're gonna be $15.
Yes.
We got several sizes, but it's limited. So you need to go online, go on to Facebook.
Limited availability. First come, first serve.
First come, first serve. You go to the Matt and Pat show on Facebook.
Yes.
And you send us a message on what size you need, and that will grab yours. They're $15. We'll figure out how to beat the 15. Get the 15 out of you.
No refund.
No refund. And they're going to be here. What was it? June 12th.
I think so.
June 12th. And then we're also going to get
Them
some.
shipping guys are really busy right now. Give them a break,
Yeah. Who do we know that ships things?
Anyways, $15.
$15 for a limited Matt and Pat, and we got, as you can tell, they're distressed. So it's a vintage team. It's
You're
the
gonna
Hanes.
look cool and more attractive wearing it, whoever you are.
All right, and so we have 2 more T-shirts coming.
Yes. This is the first edition.
First edition.
General logo.
We are going to make it for the people who want them only, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't have a picture yet because we didn't order anything yet. And so there are going to be 2 T-shirts. One is going to be Matt's T-shirt that says, "Do I need to tell you why pumpkin spice needs to die?"
It's vintage, man.
Vintage. All right? Send us a message on the Facebook page if you want one. Mm-hmm. And yours is going to say what?
I love pumpkin spice.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh. No, mine will say, if I'm having soup, I'm already settling.
So send us messages right now, and we'll order those and send them to you.
We'll get you T-shirts.
We'll get you T-shirts.
Plus, send us $15, or at least tell us that you're convincingly going to give us $15, and we'll give you a T-shirt.
We'll give you a T-shirt.
And then we'll get our $15.
Or you could just send us money, and we could afford better microphones.
Then we wouldn't be a scrappy church. I mean, come on. It's been us for the whole history.
What else are we going to talk about? Oh, yes.
This big monumental thing happened today.
Something happened. We're going to talk about Bob and Doug. Do you know who Bob and Doug is?
Do they own a home furniture store?
No, they don't own a home furniture store. In fact, Bob and Doug don't live on the planet any longer. That's
don't?
right. Congratulations to Bob and Doug, who left planet Earth today on a SpaceX Dragon capsule. It was a good choice.
SpaceX. Sounds like a science fiction thing.
It was science fiction. So
that's probably the point, right?
So I wanted to show some footage of it launching, and I want you to look at the cockpit, if you will, right?
That's the term, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Does it change for space, or is it the same term?
I don't know. The space pit.
The place where the people sit and push buttons.
But there is none.
Right. It's on the screen, right?
It's all screen. So let me pull this up.
Pull this
up.
Space launch.
Space launch. Here we go. Transfer this over, and.
And you play.
Now you hit play. There you go. So.
Playing on a computer.
It's like gonna blow up.
It's not playing on the thing, though.
No, I can't hear it. So, anyways, so we can't see it on this screen, but we can see it over there. Or can it? I don't know.
They can't see it. We can see it. Nope, no.
I don't know what's
Still
happening. There we go.
There
Okay.
it goes. Okay.
So there's a space shuttle.
Yeah.
Or, it's not a space shuttle.
No.
That's the SpaceX
launch.
Dragon capsule carrying 2 people who are named Bob and Doug.
And they don't own said home furniture
No,
store.
they don't own a home furnishers. But the good news is they left planet Earth. And what good time to leave, right?
Yeah, get out of here.
Maybe when we come back, things are a little better. So this thing takes off today, and we're watching it. And hopefully, in a second, it will show the cockpit of this new capsule or SpaceX thing. It is like Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's got better lighting than our church.
It's
got 3 gigantic touch screens. It looks just like something out of Star Wars, Star Trek. They're just hitting buttons and stuff.
It looks more advanced than Star Trek. There's no jelly beans in it or anything like that.
Let me fast forward it to a point that shows the inside of this device here. Their spacesuits look like it was made by Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't know why it's doing
Keep pressing it.
There you go. Like I said, it's just us here.
Okay, so you said this was like the green, super green space launch. Does that mean this whole thing's made out of cardboard or something?
No. So the crazy thing is, this thing breaks apart in 3 pieces, and all of it, like the first piece, lands back on the Earth. Let me pull fast forward to that.
So the rocket part lands back on Earth.
Yeah, the rocket.
Somehow it lands back on Earth.
The part that takes off.
Yeah.
Lands on a ship sitting in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
By itself.
Somehow
it does this.
And somehow I still don't know how to program my VCR from flashing 12.
Somewhere in the world, this is happening.
Yes.
And somewhere else in the world, on some old dusty road, somebody's driving a horse and buggy at the same time. This is the world we live in. We have this and horse and buggies.
Here, it's gonna land on this darn thing. Look at this. I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed that we now live in the future, man. Like, full-blown, future-esque. You know, it ends up just landing on the ship in the middle of the ocean. It's insane. So, here, we'll get rid of that feed. I don't know why it's not working. Hopefully you guys can see it.
A little bit.
If not, go to...
I love we're just sending people to space willy-nilly.
Oh, it's still playing. Oh, it's over here. There we go. Yeah, we're sending Bob and Doug to space.
Just for no reason.
By the way,
because this guy has billions of dollars and he wants to build this thing.
By the way, there was 2 empty seats. We could have went. We could have left.
Isn't that like what they're going for? Like if you have enough money, you can pay to go to space.
Eventually.
Which means 4 people can go to space.
Yes.
In the world.
I do believe they're going to the International Space Station. They're gonna go live on it for a while. 4 people are coming back. You know, can you imagine those people coming back to the world it is now?
Okay, so the rocket launched them into space and then it detached. Now they're going on pure momentum. And how long did it say it's going to take them to get to the space station?
It takes them 4.5 minutes to get from the launch pad to space.
Okay.
Going 14,000 miles an hour, or accelerating 14,000. Then it takes an additional 19 hours to catch up.
19 hours.
To the International Space Station.
Oh, we're going to explore space though, man. It takes 19 hours to get from the planet to the space
19
station.
hours to take a rocket ship at 14,000 miles an hour.
Oh, we're going to explore space though. Yep, that's going to happen.
Anyway, so congratulations to Bob and Doug who left the Earth, because what a perfect time for it to be that way.
Maybe just stay there.
Yeah.
Because maybe we could send them a t-shirt.
Do you think if we sent one to NASA, they'd send it in space?
Maybe.
This little podunk, 2-person. I mean, what? There's like 6 people watching right now. Not even that. There's not even 6 people. Are we even live? I know Brad's watching us. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for supporting us.
So you said that this whole the whole space thing is reusable.
Yeah. So the Falcon 9 rocket.
Yeah.
The first part shoots them off in space and detaches midway through at some point.
Okay.
Then this thing's flown around space a little bit.
Okay.
Re-enters the Earth and lands upright like it would on the moon, on a little carrier in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
And then they reuse it again.
Yep. They just clean it off. Some guy named Doug goes out there and cleans off with a hose, fills it back up, and they're ready to go. And then the other one parachutes down, and they grab that, and then the capsule.
So instead of the old philosophy, which was just dump our trash into space and leave it there, now they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we shouldn't leave things just waiting for to come crashing down.
Now I have one. Thanks, guys. Ask why pumpkin spice needs to die. Mattism,
the pumpkin has no face, but it looks sad.
It does. It looks sad.
That's funny.
I saw the other package there, Kathy. We'll get to it. So
Yes.
All right. So my favorite segment
Of the show.
of our show.
Yes.
We do this show because we apparently like doing this to ourselves.
So, last week we started a new series for Bits of the Bible called Converse the Verse.
Converse the verse.
And
what happened?
I said, anybody out there, you got a Bible verse that you've always wondered what in the world they're talking about, or you just want it explained by a complete amateur, send us in on Facebook. Send us some verses, whatever you want. Well, we have today our first viewer requested verse. Say that 5 times fast. Viewer requested verse.
Viewer requested verse.
Yes.
Viewer
So,
requested verse. Viewer requested
We're going to break this puppy down.
We're gonna break it down.
Converse the verse.
Converse the verse.
To the
Here we
board.
go. To the board. It's the Bible. All right. I have to manually change cameras. So you're going to watch this slide for a few moments, and you're going to enjoy the hard work Ashley Cornett put into it.
Hashtag Ashley Cornett.
Hashtag Ashley Cornett's the bomb.
She's so cool. She doesn't need any. She's her own hashtag.
She's the one that does all the Matt Pat slides so far. So
Okay.
Converse the verse,
Part 2.
2.
It's technically 2 verses, but as you're going to find out, there's a recurring theme in Converse the Verse, and that
What?
normally you can't just break down the one verse because it's part of a thought. You got to go expand out a little bit. So Ephesians 5 is where we're at today, verses 15 and 16. It reads, "Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time because the days are evil." So
I think that's what Bob and Doug saw when they took off to space.
that's like
we're out of here.
We're out of here. So Ephesians chapter 5 is the continuation of chapter 4. Paul in these chapters is describing godly behavior and what godly behavior looks like. And he's doing that by contrasting the behavior between believers or Christians and non-believers. Paul does this a lot. He makes contrast between, the church and the world, between Jesus and us and how we need to be like Jesus. It's something that he's very good at doing. In these verses and in this section, he does it using light and dark, night and day symmetry, right? So you've heard this before, Matt, how we need to be the light in the world and your behavior should be light onto darkness and stuff like that because the darkness can't stand the light.
Apparently Jesus is all about light.
Yeah.
The devil's all about dark.
So that's what he's doing.
Okay.
So chapter 4 deals more with behavior in the church specifically. Chapter 5 starts dealing with behavior in personal relationships, okay?
Okay.
So the first verse all the way to 21, which contains obviously 15 and 16 where we're at today, describe general behavior, like just how you should behave generally depending on, doesn't matter who you're around. If you kept going after that, starting with verse 22, he moves to the behavior between spouses, how husbands and wives should treat each other. Then it goes all the way into chapter 6, and chapter 6 starts with how the behavior should be between parents and children. And then starting at verse 5 in chapter 6, he moves finally to how the behavior should be between slaves and masters. And then later on in chapter 6 is where Paul gets into the whole armor of God verses that everyone's familiar with, and he tells you how to actually prepare yourself to do all this behavior. So it's really cool how it's all laid out. So that being said, let's do the breakdown of the verses. So the first part, look carefully then. We're going to stop right here on then. Right?
Look carefully then.
Look carefully then. This is a continuing thought. Paul is referring to something before this. Look carefully then. What's the then? What's he referring to? Verse 14, Paul paraphrases a couple different verses in the book of Isaiah. Let's see, I wrote it down here somewhere. Chapter 26, 19, chapter 60, verses 1 and 2. Paul combines those together, paraphrases them. He writes, "Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Look carefully then is referring to what he was saying there. How you walk. So what Paul is saying is how you walk is the subject of what we're looking carefully for, right? This is what he's referring to. Look carefully on how you walk. Not as unwise, so he leads with what you shouldn't do, and then goes into what you should do. You should walk not as unwise, but as wise.
Look carefully then how you
walk not as unwise, but as wise. And then we get to this part, starting in verse 16, making the best use of. This phrase right here, making the best use of. That is the Greek word exagorazo.
I'm sorry. Is that your wand? Are you going to turn me into something?
Exagorazo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but That is the Greek word used for that phrase. It also means redeem or purchase. So Christians, what Paul is saying in this is Christians must redeem or take advantage of the time that God has given you for any opportunity to do good by, walking wise.
We have way too many people taking opportunities to do bad right now.
Tell me, preach. You should be over here preaching. But because the days are evil, wisdom is needed in an age where the right thing is not always apparent in this day and age. Because the days are evil. See, they were even evil back then in Paul's day. It hasn't changed. It's always been bad.
No, someone always stole someone's sandals.
Because the days are
and their
evil.
camel.
Yeah. So we have Paul's instruction of looking carefully. He gives us what not to do first. Look not as unwise, but to walk as wise. You should do this because of making best use of the time. I'll tell you what we're going to do here.
Uh-oh.
We're going to bracket this guy. Ready? So we did a general theme. We did the breakdown. Now we're going to look at the how the verses are constructed, right? So this first part right here, we're going to bracket this. Look carefully then let me go to the script so I get this right. How you walk. So look at this as this is Paul's instruction. He's saying, look carefully how you walk. And then we're like, what?
And obviously that's not walk, as in like, you got to walk like cool and slide.
Like your strut.
Your strut. No. It's
how
like,
you live your life.
Yes.
Look at it that way.
Yes.
Look carefully how you live your life, right? Paul gives us that instruction. So we're like, well, Paul, how do we do that? What do you mean by that? And then we go to the next part. Not as unwise, but as wise. So his instruction, and then you can look at this, or Paul's, that was a T, no. Let's break that up.
Not as wise,
Paul's,
but unwise.
This is actually, hang on, I messed this up. Let's erase this. This isn't right.
Uh-oh.
This is Paul's warning. See, I went too fast. And then this is Paul's instruction right here. So look carefully.
We'll get fact checked anyways.
Look carefully then how you walk. That's Paul's warning. Well, why do we have to look carefully how we walk? Well, Paul gives us instruction. Not as unwise, but as wise, right? Then the next part.
Not as a fool, but cool.
Is making the best use of the time. That's the next structure. This is Paul. I did a T again. Why do I keep doing that? This is Paul's application. So, Paul's warning, look carefully then how you walk. What do you mean by that? Well, don't walk as unwise, but walk as wise. Okay, well, how do we do that? By making the best use of your time. And then the last part, starting at because and evil, is Paul's, I'll write it down here. L, not a T. There we go. I feel like I'm spelling like you.
Paul. Oh, wow.
Whoa, there it is.
Shots fired. I see how you are.
I know I'm scribbling this, but
That's all right. I have my revenge later.
because the days are evil, this is Paul's justification. So, again, at the beginning, look carefully then how you walk. That's his warning. We're like, well, why, Paul? Why do we have to look carefully? And he says, well, not as unwise, but as wise. That's his instruction. Then he says, this is how you apply it, or this is how you walk wise, is by making the best use of the time. And then finally, his justification for why you should walk wise is because the days are evil. So that's a
Now,
little,
why are the days evil?
that's a little breaking down of the structure of the verses. Why are the days evil?
Yes.
Because of sin, man. There's sin in the world.
That's right.
It corrupts people.
It's everywhere.
It makes people, and people are bad.
It makes Doug and Bob leave.
they go to space. That's 19 hours they're sitting in that thing. That's
Outta
terrible.
here.
So, one last thing. So that was the kind of how those verses are constructed. How Ephesians 5 describes wise living. 3 steps. Wise living makes good use of time. You can look for that in verse 16 right here, by making the best use of the time. Remember that phrase we talked about? And then the second tip for how he describes wise living is he seeks to learn God's will. That's in verse 17, if you're following along at home. And the third one is being filled by the Holy Spirit. That's in verse 18, and it goes through till 21. But this one's important, the third one. He makes a distinction here. It's not being filled with something, but he refers to it as being filled by a person, because the Holy Spirit, as we know, is a person. If you listen to Pastor Keith on Sunday morning, he would have told you that. So he makes a distinction.
Who?
Not being the guy that we pay to do the stuff on Sundays.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's his name again?
Keith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not being filled with something, but whom you're filled by being actually filled by something. So that is sort of a little breakdown. Ephesians 5, 15 and 16.
Look
It
carefully.
is in a general grouping of Paul describing godly behavior and contrasting that. Starts with Paul's warning, then it goes into Paul's instruction, Paul's application of that instruction, and finally Paul's justification for why you should do what he's talking about. So
Shazam.
that's the breakdown.
Well, thank you, Patrick.
You're welcome. Do you want me to?
Well, no. You come sit here.
Okay.
You come
all right,
sit
I'm
here.
gonna sit here.
We have to have a small discussion.
Okay.
And discuss what transpired last week.
Yes.
We had a bit of a
We were eating delicious brownies
yes.
in our Just Desserts segment.
Yes.
You asked me. You said that I have some rules for dessert,
Yes.
and I have very strong opinions about food.
No, I don't know if, listen, strong opinions is an understatement of what happened last week. I do believe your wife, and I quote, might have said, "You've come unhinged."
She called me twice while we were doing it. That's how bad it was. So
So wait, what's this segment called?
Just Desserts.
Just Desserts. Here
Yes.
you go. All right.
This is where we eat dessert and, well, talk about food because we're
Right.
foodies.
This
right?
is our segment. We're foodies. This is a segment in our podcast that we use to just wind down the hours that we spent talking to each other. What's going on with you? What's going on with me? But last week we got fixated on a very particular subject of desserts, and you have rules for desserts.
I have rules for dessert.
Do you want me to recap these rules for you? Because we plastered them all over the Matt and Pat Facebook page, and it received a lot of
I
feedback.
don't think they're that unreasonable, but apparently other people do. But I stand by these rules. I think if you follow my simple rules, dessert will be the best it could be.
I love how, like, now.
I mean, maybe it's too simplistic. Maybe I'm too simple of a person. But you know what? If there wasn't simple people like me living, you wouldn't have anyone to compare yourself to. You make yourself feel better because you're like a chef.
Here is Pat's rules to successful desserts.
Yes.
Number one,
No
no
nuts.
nuts.
No nuts in dessert. The nuts are right out.
Right out. Number two, no fruits.
No fruit. Mm-mm. Fruit by itself, good. Nuts by itself, good. Fruits and nuts in dessert,
Yes.
no good.
Number three, no dirty, nasty vegetables. That's a quote.
Vegetables. Why? Okay, fruits are naturally sweet, right?
Yeah.
You could at least reasonably expect somebody.
Come down.
Am I getting upset again?
It's going to be okay. Okay.
To
We're
put a
just
fruit in
going
dessert.
over your rules. We're not
Vegetables.
We're not rehashing the rules.
Turnips. Like, no.
I don't think anyone puts turnips in dessert, but
Well,
moving
that
on.
person's
Okay.
smart.
Now, number four, which is a good rule. Don't worry about the calories.
Yes, if you're eating dessert, clearly you've already had a giant meal. And at this point, why eat a fat-free chocolate chip cookie? How much more is it really going to save you? It's the sugar that's bad for you anyways. So just eat one cookie instead of three, and you're doing the same thing.
And number five, anything with the word bread in the name is bread, period.
It doesn't really deal with dessert, though. That was
But
something
it was
specific.
a rule. So,
It happened. Okay, what are we doing? You told me to put water in my cup.
like a good host, I had made a request
Good is
to
a
so and
relative
so.
term.
I have
What are you
right
rating
here
me?
a lovely piece of carrot cake,
Oh no.
especially made for you.
It's still, you can see chunks of carrot in it. It's orange.
I got one too, though. I'm really excited. Kathy, by the way, you went all out, man. I just expected her to bring a carrot cake.
Kathy Cornett made this?
Kathy Cornett made this.
No, I have to eat it. I
She,
don't want to
she
insult
even
her.
put a doily down, man. Look at this. We're high class.
Is that what this is called?
Listen, I don't know what it's called.
Doily?
We're gonna eat off these really nice things with a plastic fork.
Right, because it's like everything else we've been eating recently.
So this dessert goes against some of your fundamental rules, and we're gonna try it.
I just want to say something before I begin.
Yes.
I respect and admire Kathy Cornett so much
Yes.
that I'm going to eat this whole piece of carrot.
You're not gonna eat the old bees, are you?
Yes, I am. Because
Well,
Kathy
number
Cornett
4
is the
suggests
man.
don't worry about the calories. So you got this. Wait, I do have another thing to pull out. So there's something else here too. We might not want to eat all of that because you got to save room for something else.
I'm gonna. Okay. I don't like this already.
Oh man, this is good stuff, man. I have here
Some water in right now.
zucchini bread, made by Kathy as well.
zucchini bread.
This is zucchini
Look at that!
bread.
It's in a loaf pan. It's almost like it's bread or something.
Oh, man. All right, so everyone on Facebook said that zucchini's what? Everyone was against you.
They said it's a dessert.
It's
I
a
say zucchini bread. Emphasis on the bread part is a bread. What are you doing?
I have consulted a very important person
Okay.
named Alexa.
I think I know her.
Is zucchini bread a dessert?
I don't know that.
Well, that's not a yes, though.
It's not a yes. Hang on. Is zucchini bread a dessert?
I don't know that one.
She doesn't want to take sides.
Listen, what did she say earlier? Because I showed you. I don't know why she's not working.
Maybe you asked a different question.
Here's something I...
Is zucchini bread considered a dessert?
No, zucchini breads are not desserts.
Yes! Thank you! Artificial intelligence agrees with me. Everybody else, no.
So true story, I went home that night and asked Alexa, and Alexa was like, no, zucchini bread is not a dessert. And I'm like, what?
I went a roller coaster of emotion just now because I was supremely happy that artificial intelligence agrees with me, but then I got sad because I realized this thing is still here and I can eat it.
So, what do you want to try first, the zucchini bread or the carrot cake?
I like bread, so I'm going to save that for
Okay,
cleanse.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of carrot cake, but I've had
Who is?
Kathy. Well, some people are.
There's bits of carrot in this.
Yes. Now, this also breaks another one of your rules. It's got nuts in it.
What?
You don't see the walnuts enough?
There's walnuts in carrot cake? Is this normal?
Oh, that's good.
Who puts walnuts in carrot cake?
Kathy Cornett.
Carrot isn't enough. Nope. Let's just.
You know she put extra in. She's like, ha ha ha, more carrot, more carrot, more nuts. Ha 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 ha.
I immediately regret this decision.
I don't think you can eat the whole piece.
You said I didn't have to. I'm sticking by that.
That's good. I can eat this, definitely. Uh-oh. Kathy's chiming in. Here we go.
Oh, this one had walnuts in it. Oh, gosh. I'm so
Here we go. Let's see what Kathy says.
I feel like I'm on Fear
Oh
Factor.
my goodness. So, it's pecans, not walnuts. I apologize.
Because that's so much better.
It has carrot. All right, so that's two rules.
Okay.
And the third rule is it's got pineapple in it. So it breaks all three of your rules.
No! What, this was done on purpose. Nobody in their right mind puts a vegetable, a fruit, and are pecans nuts?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, they have weird classifications sometimes. An almond isn't a nut, is it? I thought it was something
Almond's
else.
a nut.
I thought it was something
What's not a nut is a cashew. We'll get
See,
that's a whole
look,
nother
that's
subject.
dumb. They look exactly the same. Why can't they be the same thing?
All right, let's do something we haven't done in a long time.
No, hang on.
Oh, wait,
I
it's
gotta
got
finish
cream
my point.
cheese too.
Hang on. I gotta finish my point.
Okay.
Nobody in their right mind puts a fruit, a vegetable, and a nut in some. This is a spite cake. This is in spite of me. She set out on a mission to make me sick to my stomach. This is what it is.
First of all, if this is spike cake, this is one heck of a spike cake.
No, it's not. Don't
good.
say that. Your mission in life is to suck up to Kathy Cornett. I'm a straight shooter, man. I call it like it is.
My mission is not to suck up with Kathy Cornett. But we're calling her right
I
now.
feel like I got kicked in the shin. It's bad. I really like Kathy. I feel terrible saying this. It's just terrible.
Is this the famous Kathy Cornett?
This is.
This is. So this is the famous Kathy Cornett that made this amazing spike cake.
I did make a carrot cake. I don't know how to
This
make
isn't a carrot cake. This is an abomination.
You don't know how to make
But
this?
I did make
We've got
cake,
carrot,
yes.
pineapple.
Now,
You don't even
I have
find those
someone
things
here that's
together
going
in
to tell you
nature.
that they had a wonderful piece of cake. Now, you be nice and you tell her you had a wonderful piece of cake.
Okay, they had a wonderful piece of.
I am watching this, by the way.
You having a wonderful piece of cake?
Frosting is good.
He's lying.
Oh, man. Kathy, how are you doing?
This is hard.
Are you enjoying
Great.
Kathy or carrot cake at home?
That's an
I did
oxymoron.
enjoy carrot cake today. Yes, I did.
First of all, thank you so
Why do I
much.
keep eating this? Oh,
You're welcome.
no, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't mean any of this, but it's so bad.
It's
There's
good.
bits of carrot in my teeth. There shouldn't be bits of anything in my teeth except cake when I'm eating cake.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Kathy.
I don't know what to do either.
Maybe we need to work on that side gig, the Cat and Pat show.
You need to hang up before I feel guilty.
You should feel guilty
I don't feel
now.
as guilty when it's going through a camera.
Oh, you don't feel guilty because you can't see her.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully the zucchini bread is a peace offering.
The zucchini bread is a peace offering, she said.
Well, that's fine. I like bread. I like
Because
zucchini.
you like zucchini bread.
Yeah.
And we now officially know, because Alexa said so, it's a bread.
I mean, you can't argue with a computer.
And
right?
everyone on Facebook's wrong.
See?
I'm sorry that I broke 3 out of the 5 Pat dessert rules today.
Oh, man. But did you do it in style?
Why do I keep eating this? It's because I'm this dedicated to.
You know what? I think you
Pleasing.
truly actually
Technically,
do
she's
like
my
it. You're
boss.
just eating it.
Technically, she's my boss. I have
Technically,
to
she's
do
your
it.
boss.
Well, she's my wife's boss at the church. So by
She's your wife?
vicariously, she's my boss.
So vicariously, because she's your wife's boss at the church, she's
my
your boss.
Yeah. I mean,
Bosses
I
eat
work
the
in
cake.
her department. I have to eat this. No, I have to eat it now.
Kathy, thank you so much for making us carrot cake on the Matt and Pat Show. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's great.
You are welcome. Thank you guys for allowing me to serve you cake. It was my pleasure.
Oh, man. I appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see you live on the Matt and Pat Show soon.
I cannot wait to be live on the Man Pat
She's
Show
totally
today.
lying.
It's going to be great.
She's totally lying.
Nobody wants to be on this
I will
show.
bring an even more special dessert that day.
Ooh, all right. I can't wait for the more special dessert coming soon.
Pat's choice.
Pat's choice.
Can we get Brad's brownies again?
Ooh, yikes.
I will put in a good word on Brad's brownies.
She'll put in a good
I feel
word.
guilty saying all this.
Yeah, you're going to. When you watch this later and you go, man, why was I such a jerk on national
Okay.
Facebook television?
I'm changing my goal. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. I'm gonna eat half of it.
You're changing your goal.
I have like maybe 2 bites. No.
I brought you a trash can just in
Nope.
case you decided to
Put it
hurl.
all in one, okay?
Kathy,
This
thank
is
you
happening.
so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
You are welcome. Talk to you soon.
Why am I doing this? I'm not contractually obligated to be on this show. Why am I doing this?
You're not contractually obligated.
No, I could just leave and there's nothing you can do about it.
I guess you
This
could
is
leave.
terrible.
This is terrible. I'm gonna have to eat some more because you ate more than I did. I just
Here.
want to go for the.
Here, have my doily.
My door.
There you go. Boom.
Okay. All right. So I got something else. Let's try the zucchini bread.
Please,
Is that
let's
good?
try
Here.
anything.
What's it this over here? I enjoyed it. All right, so I'll get us a new fork. You can go ahead and make faces in the camera. Here, I'll even get us a plate. You can sit that thing to the side.
Okay, good.
The things we do to entertain you folks.
Yeah, bust out the fine china for this.
I guarantee it, Bob and Doug's not going to have any of this for the next 30 days while they're in space.
It's still in my teeth.
Everyone's like, who's Bob and Doug? I didn't have a knife, so all we're going to do is stab it with a fork.
You mean a bread knife? Because it's bread. Just saying.
All right.
right.
Here we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It came out very loaf-like for you. Look, there is bits of green in there. Oh, yes.
So you eat bread with a hand.
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
gonna eat.
I got to chop myself a piece.
Oh, good.
Is it
A
dessert-esque?
little butter on there? Good.
A little
No,
dessert-esque?
it's not sweet.
No, it's not sweet. It's not a muffin type.
It's slightly muffinish.
All right.
Definitely not dessert, though.
I'm going to eat mine with a fork because it's not bread. It's a dessert.
What do you think?
That's delightful.
Okay, you're the chef. Tell me. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's nothing inherently special about zucchini being in this. Like, why did zucchini get chosen to be in this particular dish
You know, I really don't know.
rather than like any other vegetable?
I'm going to leave it up to Facebook to let us know. I have no clue.
That's good though.
I was born and zucchini bread was already here, so
Well, yeah,
And so it
bread.
remains.
It's probably been around for a long time.
yeah.
People used to eat just
I
bread.
don't think ancient people decided, you know, I have nothing left better to do with this zucchini. I'll just stick it in some bread.
Wow, they stick carrots in cake.
Anyways, that's good stuff. Thank you, Brad and Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, for making us some lovely desserts today on Just Desserts. Even though one of us enjoyed it, the other one was just a meanie. This is my way back to for the humiliation I was put through I'm not knowing how to spell word crap. C-R-A. Okay.
You got that one.
Yeah. All right. So, what else is going on? That's about it for our show, man. I have nothing else.
If you have anyone or know of anyone who wants the verse broken down, send it on Facebook. We'll do a converse to the verse. We'll dive right into it. Hopefully today was insightful. It was a lot better than the Just Desserts segment.
Let's go to our fans. There is some things up here. Vicky says the reason why they put zucchini in there is because they were out of bananas.
That's even worse.
Banana bread's worse?
Bananas are worse. Bananas are terrible.
All of bananas?
Yeah, I don't like bananas. The texture, the consistency. I don't trust any fruit that you can eat when it's 3 different colors. Nope. Nope. Right out for me.
What about an apple?
You can eat it when it's green. You can eat it when it's yellow. You can eat it when it's brown. That's gross.
Green apple, red apple.
Those are different kinds of
applesauce,
apples,
apple butter.
though. Applesauce is gross.
You don't like applesauce?
If I want to eat something, I want to eat it. I don't want to also be able to drink it through a straw. Like, there's something wrong consistency-wise there.
Becky said that if you don't want to eat it, don't suffer through it. Bring it home to her.
This bread is really good.
Bread's good. I'm definitely behind the bread.
I would totally dip this in soup.
Hello, Darlene. Vicky. Hi, Vicky Cornett. Brad and Kathy's obviously watching.
Please, keep the bananas
I have
out
some
of it.
peeps down in some Ohio, Mount Vernon, Ohio. Hello, Sophie and Brennan. They're watching on YouTube. The Ivies are watching. Jason Ivy wants a shirt, so he already grabbed one.
Done.
You got it. Just send me your size and $15 and unmarked unsequential bills. Let's see, anyone else? Yeah, Bradley Cornett. And there's another one. Hashtag spike cake.
Yeah.
Carrot cake, also known as spike cake.
There's no other reason to put fruit and vegetable and nuts in a dessert. Nobody does that. Nobody with no.
All right, so some of our key people have pointed out for a few weeks now we've been talking about this, and we just haven't had the ability to do so. But this week it's going to happen. Two things. One, the mattandpatshow.com is going to be live this week. So we'll actually have a Facebook or a YouTube, or not YouTube, an actual website.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can like sell t-shirts on there. But second of all, we have come up with this idea, me and you, spitballing back and forth. There is no sports right now.
It's terrible.
There's no.
It's worse than
There's
carrot.
no football.
Carrot, pineapple, cashew cake.
I believe the NHL. I'm going to speak a little intelligently for you. The NHL just said that they are not doing a season. They're going to go right to the playoffs. There's no NBA.
Not yet. They're still figuring it out.
And what else is there? Oh, like
Baseball.
volleyball.
No.
Is that really a sport?
Volleyball? No.
Yikes. Anyway, so we have nothing to
Ooh,
watch.
bump set spike. Oh, what's coming next? Another bump set spike. Who would have guessed it? Oh, wait. No, look, another bump set spike. No way. I wouldn't have guessed it.
How many innings are in volleyball?
I don't know. I don't know anything about volleyball. I just know they do the same thing every single time.
You just ticked off everyone who have ever played volleyball in high school
That's
watching
fine.
us. Anyways,
Put them behind the carrot cake lovers.
so next week we're going to do a segment on sports. All right? COVID sports.
COVID sports.
COVID sports. We've been working on this for a while. We're hoping that all our footage will be done. So please tune in next week because it's going to be an awesome, a doozy of a show. We will not talk about carrot cake, maybe a little bit. We will not talk about carrot cake. We can only stretch this 2 episodes max. Then Brad gets bored and he turns off the TV at home. So anyways, that's our show. Thanks for watching, man.
Yes, if you have any suggestions for Converse the Verse, send them in. If you have any comments agreeing with me about dessert in general and just how people shouldn't put things in dessert that don't belong, please feel free to add in.
Feel free to let us know what we're doing wrong. We'd love to support.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone loves to tell us what's wrong. Anyways,
This zucchini bread is very good.
so you give it a thumbs up.
I like zucchini bread. The question wasn't whether zucchini bread was good, it was a classification issue.
It was a
Clearly bread.
classification issue.
Clearly bread. Clearly.
Okay, that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt,
I'm Pat,
and this was
the Matt Pat Show.
Matt Pat Show.
Hashtag free your desserts of garbage.
Hashtag free your desserts of garbage. We're not putting that on.